Hello everyone, Jose of Joy of Fish Keeping. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. This video I picked up some new fish which I will be acclimating now and just going over something. I have previously lost 2 discus during the quarantine process, so I got the same fish and plus another one and some other fish that I got and they're currently going to be quarantining. This is my setup that I use for quarantine, for breeding and treating any sick fish. So it consists of 3 10-gallon, 1 5-gallon, 3 20s. Fish are just acclimating the temperature right now, and I will go over some of these things and tell you what this is about. Thank you. This red mace pigeon discus that we're looking at there, he is one of 3 that remained. It was kind of puzzling because I lost 3 weeks into quarantine, which I generally don't lose discus during quarantine process, maybe due to illness at some point later down the line. So he was the only one remaining at this point, but he is now out of quarantine and into the main tank. This leaf leopard African fish, he is predatory by nature but not an aggressive fish. He does very well in a community tank. Just make sure that whatever you keep with it, it's not small enough to fit in his mouth. I had ordered 2 previously from Aquahuna. One of them did not make it during shipping. He was then on arrival, so I bought another 2. I did a water checking on one of the tanks, and this had a very slight ammonia because the tanks have been under treatments and the beneficial bacteria do affect it. That's what's a slight ammonia there. But since I do use Prime or Safe, although it tests positive, it's not really harmful to the fish. This is in the 120. I currently have 3 pairs of discus, all laying eggs at the same time. They're very prolific. They always lay eggs, and especially this blue pair, like every few days. Of course, they don't make it in the tank. I'm not looking to breed them for profit. Sometimes I just do it for the fun of the hobby. Little Santas lay there. I saw it on one of a live with Christine from a koi channel. This is a channel on the page there. Check her out. She has some beautiful kois. So I saw that at a distance behind her, and I said, what is that? And I got this one. I ordered it and I got it on time for Christmas. My daughter loves it. These black rams, I've kept a bunch in the past, but some of them, along with this blue blue acara, they tend to be just very sensitive in general. I find that those 2 are the ones that seem to be more sensitive, but I still have some that have been there for a while, and I just got those other 2. Now I decided to put the African leaf fish with some green neons that I'm quarantining, and they were like immediately after them. They were trying to peck at them, although they are bigger than their mouth at this point, but I think that nature, they still were trying to do their thing. These glow corridors at the bottom are already made it back to the auto quarantine and made it into their home, or where they will be in the 65-gallon with the tiger barb. In these quarantine tanks, I always keep some corridors to kind of keep the floor clean, 1 pleco, and keep some zebra daniels. They do a good job with the Tridus worm. If they show up, they just seem to come out of nowhere when there's no small fish to consume them. This is my fish room area now during Christmas. This is the 120 on the right that you're looking at with the discus, primary discus tank. There's plus or minus 24, meaning plus or minus where I have them out in the other tanks for breeding purposes or treatment. That's a 90-gallon community tank, and this is a community mostly barb tank at 65-gallon. I'm showing off my cup with my channel logo on there. One of my nephews made it for me in the Dominican Republic. He does graphic art, and this is what he does for a living. He does signs and all kind of online graphic stuff. Again, this is looking at the quarantine treatment / breeding area. And this is a 60-gallon cube. It's a community tank, a lot of small barbs, this large angelfish. I have one geophagus in there, a red hapahoe. This is as you will be coming into the apartment. As you're coming into the apartment, this is what the general area looks like with other tanks. They are all kind of bunch in one spot, and they're mostly in the living room and the kitchen entrance as you're looking at this right now. These are now in a 20-gallon quarantine tank. I thought that the yellow one, which I replaced, which is a rainbow apricot as they call it, and then the red one is a black rim red melon, and behind it is I forgot what the name of that one is right now, escapes me at the moment, but that little one, there was one very large one, a jumbo one that they had. Let me get the small one, which was 3 times less than the price of the big one, more than 3 times I think. Now I was afraid, not afraid, but that the big yellow one, which is a male, the red one is a female, so I think when I put them together he was just doing a lot of displaying to her mostly, but there was no signs of any aggression. There he goes, he's displaying to her, and I thought that they were probably, because of the difference in size, that he will be more aggressive or more dominant, but he has not been. She never really moved away from him, didn't seem fazed by him, neither did the smaller one, so they all kind of clung together. Since this was our schooling fish, they kind of stick together and go together well. So I will keep them in this 20-gallon. Once they're done with the quarantine process, I probably will keep the smaller one and just overfeed them, frequent water changes, just to grow them a little, because there is a thing about growth suppression hormone that they release. So the bigger ones seem to stay big. There's some smaller ones that they don't seem to grow as much, although in the 120-gallon tank, some of the babies that are there, they have grown quite a bit. There's 4 that I have from a batch, earlier batch, and they actually outgrowing some of the ones that were smaller there. So I don't know if it's this growth inhibiting hormone that they say discus and some other fish produce, so that the larger ones will remain larger and remain more dominant. It may be a thing, because I have some there that are there a couple of years, and they don't seem to have made a lot of progress forward. So it's either that, or they were just not from a large breed or a large breed stock, wherever those came from. So these guys, I will watch them for about 4 to 6 weeks, which is typical. The black rams, I also got 2 new male Congo tetra to add to 3 others that I have in the 90-gallon tank. And what else is there that is new? And the African leaf leopard fish that are there. So they all are in quarantine process, and I'll just keep watching them for about 4 weeks to 6 weeks, and also I treat them along the way. So these are the replacements to the other one. I like those fish. Originally when I got them, they are pretty looking fish, and they'll be a nice addition to the 120. So thank you for stopping by again, and I hope you do enjoy, or have enjoyed, depending when you see this video, your holiday season. Take care.